You're part of the weakest generation of men in history. Masculinity is dying. Wake up and look down. Something's not right. It's as soft as a ripe banana. You can't even get it up when you want to. Where's your manhood gone? Are you starting to panic yet? Why is your testosterone tanking? Let a caveman explain this terrifying reality to you. And trust me, it's not just because you're skipping the gym. If you take a close look, you'll realize that the guys in their early 20s today are worlds apart from those 30 or 40 years ago. Obesity, anxiety, and recklessness are all skyrocketing, yet libido and sperm counts are plummeting. Why are we still asking for more research when the evidence is right in front of us? This is your ancestor from 10,000 years ago, lived without a house or money. Predators hunted him every hour. Death was a literal daily certainty. Yet his testosterone levels were 200% higher than yours. His body stayed in a state of peak biological aggression just to stay alive. Now look at his descendants. He has air conditioning. He has health insurance. He has a full bank account. He is safe. But he is physically rotting. His hormone levels are crashing. His muscles are shrinking. His entire biological system is failing. This is a documented physical collapse. Total safety is a biological dead end. Wealth is causing your body to shut down its vital functions. You are witnessing the literal decay of the human male. Will you stand by and watch your own physical existence waste away in a comfortable room? The answer is not in the gym or the food. The answer is you. For this ancestor, peak physical function was not a choice. It was a mandatory requirement. His physical structure was built for one purpose: to stay alive in a world that wanted him dead. If his body failed, he was eliminated from the gene pool immediately. Evolution spent millions of years selecting only the individuals with the most efficient blood circulation and maximum muscular endurance. When scientists examine the skeletal remains of these ancient humans, the data is shocking. Their bones are incredibly thick and dense. This is a direct, literal indicator of massive testosterone levels. These men carried almost no body fat. This is a vital distinction because abdominal fat contains the enzyme aromatase. This specific enzyme performs a terrifying function. It chemically converts male hormones into female hormones. The ancestor was a lean machine of high output energy, while the modern descendant is a walking factory of hormonal self-destruction. So here is a question worth pausing on. If fat rewires hormones, what is your body rewriting right now? The environment has become a silent enemy. The ancestor lived under the sun, absorbing massive amounts of vitamin D. This substance is not just a nutrient, it is a pre-hormone and the master key to physical vitality. In contrast, the modern man spends 90% of his existence indoors, trapped in artificial light. His body is starved of the very fuel it needs to function. He is physically fading in the dark. The nature of fear has also shifted in a way that destroys the body. The ancestor experienced acute stress. He felt terror only when a predator appeared. Once the threat was gone, his body returned to a state of total rest. The modern descendant lives in a state of chronic stress. He worries about debt, status, and employment every single hour of every single day. This constant state of alarm floods his system with cortisol. This chemical is a biological eraser. It actively suppresses physical drive and shuts down the reproductive systems. The dietary reality is even more alarming. The ancestor consumed only what nature provided: lean proteins, nuts, and roots. There was no processed sugar, there were no trans fats to clog the arteries. The modern man consumes chemical additives, alcohol, and tobacco. These substances cause immediate vasoconstriction. This leads to total vascular failure. We are witnessing a catastrophic physical collapse. Obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes are not just diseases. They are barriers that stop blood flow and neutralize physical power. The modern man is experiencing the atrophy of his own species. His organs are failing, his hormones are crashing, and his physical presence is shrinking. Is the only solution to abandon civilization and return to the forest? No, but the data proves that your current lifestyle is a biological trap. You cannot buy back the power you are throwing away. Stop searching for miracle pills. Stop falling for marketing scams. You cannot purchase raw physical vitality with a credit card. It is not for sale in a bottle. Strength and hormonal dominance are built through the cold, hard reality of your daily choices. If you believe wealth can replace a broken lifestyle, you are witnessing the beginning of your own physical erasure. The modern man is being deceived, and the price of this deception is his very existence. But if money cannot save your body, what is the secret weapon hidden in the dark? The answer is terrifyingly simple, yet most people fail it every night. Sleep is not a luxury. It is the primary production phase for the male hormonal system. Most of your vital hormones are manufactured only while you are unconscious. If you deprive yourself of this recovery, you are effectively shutting down your own biological factory. You must secure 7 to 9 hours of total unconsciousness every single night. The environment must be a void of total darkness. Even a small amount of light is a direct attack on your internal production. Are you brave enough to kill your distractions and face the silence of the dark? Discipline is the only law that governs this recovery. You must maintain the exact same sleep and wake times every single day. To protect your internal systems, you must stop consuming fermented liquids or stimulants the moment the sun sets. These substances cause immediate neurological disruption and hormonal sabotage. Then, the second you wake up, you must expose your system to direct sunlight to reset your internal clock. This is the only way to stop the physical decay caused by modern life. Do you realize that your late-night habits are chemically dismantling your body? How much longer will you choose comfort over your own survival? The answer is not found in a gym or in a diet. The answer is the internal biological shift triggered by your own identity. High testosterone is not just a statistic, it is the visceral roar of physical dominance and the presence of morning vitality. It is a raw force generated within the testicles, waiting for a master signal from the endocrine system to ignite. But in the modern age, this engine is stalling. We are witnessing a silent, biological emergency. What happens when the engine runs dry? For the modern man, the reality is a nightmare of biological bankruptcy. Trapped in a cycle of inactivity and carrying toxic weight, his internal levels are plummeting. The results are chilling. His morning strength vanishes. His desire for life evaporates. His muscles literally melt into layers of stubborn belly fat. He becomes a ghost of his former self, exhausted by the mere act of existing. He isn't just tired, he is physically eroding. Can you feel your own fire being extinguished by your lifestyle? But beware, the opposite extreme is a different kind of horror. While the body rarely overproduces this hormone naturally, artificial interference creates a monster. When levels are forced too high, the personality warps into uncontrollable aggression and hair-trigger irritability. The skin erupts in oil and acne, and the scalp begins to shed hair prematurely. Inside, the heart thrashes against high blood pressure and the threat of lethal blood clots. The ultimate irony? A biological kill switch. When the system detects an artificial excess, it sends a command to stop all natural production. The testicles, the very source of power, begin to shrivel and atrophy. The body effectively castrates itself to save the heart. Nature demands a razor-sharp balance. Too little, and you fade into a shadow. Too much, and you self-destruct. Most people believe that excess weight is simply unused fuel. This is a dangerous misunderstanding of human biology. In reality, body fat functions as an active endocrine organ that produces chemicals destructive to the male system. This hormonal collapse then causes the body to store even more fat. It is a self-reinforcing loop of physical degradation. Can you feel your own biology turning against you as you sit there? To stop this collapse, the data is clear. A man must maintain a body fat percentage between 12% and 15%. If he exceeds the 20% threshold, his system enters a state of hormonal emergency. He must immediately reduce his daily intake by 500 calories to stop the expansion of this hostile tissue. At the same time, he must prevent the surge of cortisol, the primary chemical of stress, which acts as a direct inhibitor of physical power. But the body only produces strength if it perceives a reason to exist. When a man performs heavy compound movements such as squats, deadlifts, and overhead presses, he sends a critical signal to his brain. This signal triggers the hypothalamus to stimulate the pituitary gland, which then releases the luteinizing hormone. This is the literal command for the system to produce testosterone. To trigger this, he must lift between 70% and 85% of his maximum capacity. Anything less is insufficient to stop the decay. How much longer can you ignore the chemical war happening under your skin? The answer is not found in a gym or in a diet. The answer is the internal biological shift triggered by your own identity. Now, pressing the subscribe button to boost your T levels.